how do I get that defined area? You can text me, or really you can use your book as a reference. I want you to see, it's even introducing you. You can go through the list, you can scroll. We played with the space bar yesterday, but you need to field, or you're at the desk and your adjuster has drawn a turret and you don't see a turret one in those photographs, you're going to know there's a problem. True?
Right.
Yeah. Okay. And then when you come over to page 94, it begins to talk a little bit more about some of the features. And it begins to explain, like we've already gone over, the roof type. An eave height. It also talks about a gable end. Where are we going to see a gable end? On a gable roof. That was a trick question, wasn't it?
Everybody like that tough question.
It is one of those tough questions. How many replace 3 light fixtures? What is the variable? Ah, 3. Okay. An eave overhang, so that you understand the difference between an overhang and a rake. The rafter length, the roof span, the slope and rise. Those are things we've talked about, but I don't expect you to walk away from this class remembering it all. So you've got to trust the book to guide you, okay? The other thing I want you to notice is that you can go back into very basic understanding and steps for how to do things from this book. I'm not pulling it out of the air. It's all right here. So it will walk you step to step. I want you to look at page number 96. Changing the roof shape. It's talking about using the brake without actually adding a new roof. Well, we've done that with rooms, right? We already said that brake tool works both ways. But if you forget how to do it, it's right here. It'll remind you and walk you through it. Page 97 begins to talk about that defined area. And that would be like our little offset roof here, where we took our brake tool, we placed it, and we had to drag it. It shows us that in the book. I mean, this book is such a wonderful guide. It really is. And listen, as much as I've worked in the system, I carry my book with me everywhere I go when I'm on assignment. Whether it's for me, whether it's for someone else, it doesn't matter. I take it with me because it is a reference guide. Okay? It talks about, it references as the tie-ins. Lori, I don't remember. Do I just need to go get another new roof and bring it down? Listen, you can do that, but let me tell you what happens. By using control, it subgroups it automatically, correct? If I go grab a new roof and try to place it on my existing roof, do you think it's going to sub it automatically? No. We can try it. What's wrong with that?
Yes, then move on.
It's totally separate. If I go over to my estimate items, I no longer just have my main hip. I now have a secondary roof. Do you remember yesterday when Roy was saying that he did not like to say roof 1, roof 2, roof 3? It's because those people are going and grabbing separate roofs every time and placing them on roof. And it breaks it out individually in that estimate unless they go in and sub it after the fact. Now, I could sub that one, but is it not easier for me to go ahead and just use my brake and control key and bring it on out while I'm already there? Absolutely.
You'll sub it back on the property?
Mm-hmm. I could actually double click on this roof, go to the properties, and just like in the room, it says subgroup of. Right now it says none, and I could take it and tell it, no, I need it to be a sub of the main.
Okay.
And it'll show up in the estimate items under.
Now under estimate items, that separate roof has disappeared. Okay? But time efficiency says to use your brake and control.
We renamed the
You wouldn't. But one thing I would say, so the question was, basically, do you have to rename all these roofs after you put them on? No, you don't have to. You may have a client who says, I would like for you to define a patio or a porch or a garage. Well, that's fine. We can do that. Or we can turn those labels off so that all we see is the main roof if we've got everything sub to it. How do you think we do that? A property box comes in handy, doesn't it? Absolutely. I could come into that property box and here it says what? Show label. We have it defaulted to yes automatically, but I could tell it no, and then it begins to clean that sketch up, doesn't it? Can you think about, if you're sitting there trying to say, this is the east side hip or west side hip or south side. Oh my stars. You're going to have a lot on that sketch. When might that be an issue? Well, when you have a lot of extensions on your roof, then you begin to have all these labels on the roof. It is nice to be able to go in if you don't have to have that label and it's not needed. Great. You can turn them off. Look how clean that roof looks. But you might have situations going on with the garage that you might need to be able to define in your report. So I might say, you know what, I've got some framing issues on my garage roof. So yes, I may want to go ahead and show that label so that when I do framing, they understand that that is the garage. It ties into my photos and it ties into my report. That's just detail. And that's free information for the reviewer, isn't it?
Well, thank you.
All this free information going around. But it really is choice, and I think you need to understand that. I prefer my adjusters clean up their estimates. I like for them to be clean, but I like definition. If I have to go in and I have to frame this garage, I would like for them to say garage, because when the client looks at it or when the insured looks at it, they know exactly what we're talking about. A lot of information in this, and I know sometimes we have to go kind of quick to be able to get to all of it, but my goal for you this week is to make sure that you can write a complete estimate by Friday. You're going to do it. Oh, don't be laughing. Don't be laughing. It may not be the prettiest estimate you've ever seen, but you're going to write an estimate. I want you to be confident, know that you can do the process. You've already closed one. First day, you did claim info, you did a sketch, you did estimate items, and you completed your claim, did you not?
Yes.
The only thing we didn't do is upload photos, and we're going to cover that on Friday because there is a wonderful way to be able to do it and have your photos follow your estimate, and that's really what you want. We talk about setting ourselves apart, right, from the general group. If you'll pay attention to some of the details, it will set you apart, and photos is one of those. Roy can tell you, I can tell you, anyone who's reviewed files can tell you there's nothing worse than looking at an estimate on one screen, having photos on the other, and having to search through those photos to even find out what room they're talking about. But if you utilize your upload of your photos and you put them in folders that follow your grouping tree, if you were to change your grouping tree, guess what? They follow. So no matter what happens, I can see everything in a chronological order going all the way down. It is an awesome feature. Do you think people use it in the field?
You almost cannot take too many pictures.
Well, yeah, you can take too many pictures.
You can, but you can't take too many.
Right.
In the field, you can send in too many.
Right. Well, and that's a true statement. You can send in too many. That's another topic for another day. But that is a true statement. You never want to be caught short on your photos, especially if it is prohibiting you from being able to complete what you need to complete. Yes, ma'am.
Is that, if I wanted to look at the back, you can't just so extract it out.
We'll get into framing. We'll cover that so that you can see it through a property of framing and turning your framing on, and then you can see it. But when you do that, it automatically builds that for you because that's under a construction property. And the minute you turn it on, guess where it goes? To your estimate. So like yesterday, someone said, can we draw the fence? Sure we can, but what does it do? Creates an estimate for the fence. Now, you could use a reference line if you wanted to. Is it necessary? No. Absolutely not. But if I needed to replace that fence, heck yeah, I'm gonna use that fence tool and draw a fence. I'll let it write it for me. No worries. Saves me a little bit of time. Okay, so I'd like for you to go down to your sketch pad and I would like for you to open up a second label, please. And then I want you to come over to your auto below and reference your level 2 so that we have a clean sketch pad. Now this one's going to get easy, folks. Page 110. Your favorite thing to draw, a roof. Now I do want to bring to your attention, it is telling you on page 109 that all roofs have a slope of 512. So I would like for each of you to begin to draw this roof. I'm going to walk around. I'll help you as needed. Once you've completed it, I need your name tags turned up on their side, please.
One ten.